Hi guys, welcome to the 60-day series. Thank you so much for choosing to join me through this final stretch of my weight loss journey. I have so much I cannot wait to share with you guys throughout this. But before we get into all that, I just kind of wanted to take the opportunity to introduce myself and tell you a little bit of my backstory and my background and how we got here before we jump into the final 60 days. So let's just get into it. Basically, I have been on a weight loss journey in some capacity or another for most of my life. I have struggled with body image and weight for many, many years now. And so I've struggled a lot with anxiety and depression, a lot of self-doubt, and I've had a lot of self-worth and very real self-esteem issues. And that's not all solely due to body image, but a lot of it stemmed from how I looked, what I weighed, what size jeans I was wearing. It all fed into it pretty seriously. And so my brain just got obsessed with food, the scale, calories, doing cardio, again, what size jeans I was wearing for just years and years. And the best part of it is that, the best part of it is that I vividly remember one of my best friends in college telling me that I was the most confident person he knew. I'll never forget it. College was it was a really dark time for me, part of it. That was when I was at one of my lowest points mentally and just emotionally. I really was struggling, and when he told me that, I was floored because I knew it was all an act. It was all fake. I was pretending to be confident all the time because I didn't want people to see the fear and sadness that I was carrying around every single day. I didn't want to look in the mirror. I hated being in pictures. If I saw myself in the background of a picture that someone posted on Facebook or something, I cried. Every single time I cried. I hated putting on clothes that weren't sweatpants and a hoodie. I didn't feel good about myself, and that went on for a really long time. So just over 2 years ago, things really started to change. I joined an 8-week weight loss challenge / competition at my work, and I am extremely competitive. So basically from day one, I was like, I'm gonna win. Anybody who would listen to me, I told them I was going to win. And I was pretty confident all along that I was going to win. I'm very deadline goal oriented. I will meet a goal by a deadline. There's no doubt. So like I said, from day one, was like, I will win. I don't care if I have to cut off an arm. I'm gonna win. And so I dove into the challenge, and basically I was just really rigid. I was on a very strict bro diet. If you're not familiar with the bro diet, it's basically chicken and broccoli all the damn time. So I was eating chicken constantly. I had 1 to 2 protein shakes a day. I ate a lot of broccoli. I choked down a lot of plain egg whites. It was pretty miserable. And so the entire plan was basically centered around a lot of protein, and I lived in constant fear of carbs. So as far as workouts, I did get some small group training and personal training as part of the challenge. So I did some strength work there, but for the most part on my own, it was just cardio. Me in a hoodie on the elliptical, or me in a hoodie in the sauna, just trying to sweat and burn calories and essentially trying to counteract every calorie I had eaten that day. So by the end of the challenge, I was barely eating. I was barely eating at all. I had a deadline. I had to drop this weight. But also I just hated food. I had cut out everything that could be considered enjoyable. I remember sitting on the rooftop of the gym, and I was with another one of the trainers, and with every bite of chicken I would cut into and raise to my mouth, I was gagging. And like if I was trying to chew it, I was really gagging and like eventually just spitting it out, and I couldn't even eat it anymore. I was, to this day, I struggled to actually make like a chicken breast at home and eat it because I really, the chicken days, never again. So basically throughout the 8 weeks, I was super dedicated, if you will, and I ended up losing like 37 pounds, something crazy. It was close to 40, something like that. And I won the freaking challenge. I won $1,000. It was awesome. It was huge. I was so proud of myself. And cut to 3 months later. So the challenge ended April 1st. So now we're in like July, mid-July. And I'm just gonna paint you a little scene of what was going on. I was in the personal training studio. I was with my trainer, and I was on the floor sobbing hysterically because I just weighed in for the first time since April 1st, and I was back at the weight I had started the challenge at, the highest weight I had ever been in my entire life. And I was devastated.